This is what I come back to? This is what I come back to. I woke up to a familiar face right in front of my eyes. Fucking little Michiru. Question mark, exclamation mark. My body reflexively froze up when I saw someone so close to my face that our foreheads were touching. I was so shocked to see this girl, I was about to reflexively push her off me, but I stopped myself at the last moment. She was way too close, but I didn't feel threatened like I would with actual Michiru.
もう朝だよ。レイはお寝坊さんだね。
Michiru? She was just as light, bright-eyed, and innocent as in my memories, and above all, just as young.
ミチルだよ。
Why'd you question? Why was that a question? I had to think about it for a moment before I remembered. Good morning, Michiru.
おはよう。レイ。
She's the cutest girl. She wasn't Michiru. She was little Michiru. She was a younger Michiru, a girl who appeared thanks to the powers of the stupid watch. Yesterday, after verifying the circumstances with Crow, I'd asked Dee Dee to look after little Michiru. We all had discussed the biggest issue at hand, where little Michiru was going to live for the time being. Little Michiru was suddenly dragged into an unfamiliar place, or rather a very familiar place in an unfamiliar time. She would have to live with the residents of the house who were strangers to her, and this time as well. Even if that didn't bother her yet, it might start bothering her after a while. Regardless of the reason why it happened, I had a responsibility to take care of her. I had to watch over little Michiru until she returned home safely. Partly as a result of that, when little Michiru, asked to sleep with me in my own bed, I was happy to let her. Alright. We're being the good caretaker. My head hurt at the mere recollection of everything that had happened that night.
レイ、まだ眠たいの？
You have no idea. Nah, don't worry about me. I'm getting up. I'm up. Motioning little Michiru to climb off me so I could get out of bed, I then sat down with my arm around her. Her body was warm and soft. Getting kind of weird here. Unlike the other Michiru, who smelled like fresh flowers, little Michiru smelled sweet like candy.
レイ、早く起きないとダメだよ。もうすぐ朝ごはんだからね。
What's for breakfast? Can I get some bacon up in here?
お着替えして顔を洗うんだよ。
Yeah, so I do. You're quite the diligent little one, aren't you? Little Michiru smiled sweetly as I petted her on the head and tried to fix her hair. Tried. It warmed my heart to see that pure, innocent smile on her face. Even the present-day Michiru is cute and innocent. But she's too honest about her feelings and desires, which that makes her different. Of course, it's probably better than just bottling your feelings up inside all the time. I brushed little Michiru's hair and looked at the still broken pocket watch, slowly fixing itself. Maybe it had repaired itself a bit since yesterday, but that was probably just my imagination. I had no idea when it would be fixed, but freaking out about it wasn't going to help anyone. It would be better to just stay calm for little Michiru's sake. Yes. Oh god, I assume, like, the maids and stuff, they're gonna take care of her while we're at school and shit, right? My determination to stay calm ended up lasting for a few minutes. That determination was shattered by both Dee Dee, who couldn't wait any longer to eat breakfast, and Michiru, who sensed impending calamity barging into my room. I couldn't do anything to prevent my room from becoming crowded again. We hadn't had the chance to discuss everything we needed to discuss last night, so this was perfect. That's perfect. Today was a weekday, so putting the morning horns to... horns? What the fuck? Hours to use like this was for the best. Of course, since it was a weekday, we had school later on.
大丈夫だよ。私、一人でお留守番できるもん。
I don't like the idea of leaving a little girl by herself in my house. Well, our house. Listen, I see. You're pretty mature, aren't you, Michiru? Look at Big Michiru. She's just like, I've had enough! She smiled happily when I patted her on the head, but her smile didn't assuage my worries. I thought that said sausage for a second. Guys, think I'm hungry. In fact, I was really worried about her staying home alone. Yeah, I would be too. We had explained her appearance to the other people in the house, so she would be able to stay here and be treated as a guest. However, the issue with that was she wouldn't be treated as anything more than a guest. There would be people in the house if she needed anything, but she would have to spend some time on her own.
留守番ですか。心配でしたら私が休んでお世話いたしましょうか。
Dee Dee's could be the hero.
いえ、DD さんにそこまでお願いできません。
I mean, Dee Dee's got nothing else to do. Other than school, but she technically doesn't even have to go to school. She's right. We're trying to keep this a secret from our parents to start with too, so if Dee Dee took a long break from school to watch little Michiru, our parents would undoubtedly be informed of that. And if it came to that, our parents would inquire as to why she was skipping school. And the problem of little Michiru's presence, well, that would make things even more of a mess now, wouldn't it? I'm not even getting into having to explain the whole business with the pocket watch either. If I just took the today off, though... Shh, I'm having internal monologue thoughts. Oh no, I'm fine. I was just wondering if you'd get lonely or anything. Alright, maybe playing hooky wouldn't be overdoing it after all. Alright, thanks. I'll give you a call at lunchtime, make sure you're alright and being treated right, you know. You can call me if you need to, too. Do you know how to use a cell phone? Of course she knows how to use a cell phone. Every kid these days does. Little Michiru took her phone out of her pocket and confidently held it up for me to see. It was a phone we'd found in the house the night before, complete with GPS capabilities. It was a child's phone that could only send text messages and make calls, but it was more than enough for her. I felt a bit relieved to know that little Michiru would be okay, but at that moment the other Michiru pushed her way in front of my face. She was wearing quite a disgruntled frown. Michiru, what's wrong?
いえ、少し思うところがあっただけです。
Okay, let's discuss this not in front of the children.
ただ昔とはいえ自分のことですし、うかつな発言は差し控えさせてください。
Shouldn't you be saying that to, I don't know, yourself?
あざといとは思いませんし、昔には昔の魅力があったのだと思っておきます。それでも兄様の好みが私の幼い頃へと向いてしまうのではと不安なのです。
I knew this was all that it wasn't about. God damn it. Well, thanks for giving me your totally unabridged train of thought. And quit calling yourself cunning. You're cute, whether past or present. Jesus. See you later, little Michiru. Thanks for seeing us off.
何かありましたら家の人間に申し付けてくださいね。
And hopefully they treat you with respect.
ただし、あまり無茶を言わないように。迷惑をかけてはいけませんよ。わかってるよ。迷惑なんてかけないもん。
Look at that cute little, like, determined face.
みちるこそちゃんと勉強してきてね。迷惑かけちゃダメだよ。
Okay.
善処しましょう。
Wasn't expecting that, were you?
これは手厳しいですね。
Kinda? Well, I mean, she's more like, you know... I've heard of people telling their past selves to study more, but It's actually really rare for someone's past self to tell them to study more. Though, thinking about it, expecting either of those situations to produce results was a lost cause. Oh, do you have any other advice for her, Michiru?
私ですか？
Anything at all? I'm sure that there are some things I wouldn't think of because, I'm a guy and we don't want to leave everything up to the maids.
そう言われましても、私では。みちるのことを隠した生活による秘密の共有。そこから連帯感が生まれますね。
I like to think, even though it's in parentheses, she's actually saying this out loud, kind of thinking to herself.
兄様と一緒にお世話をすれば、必然的に触れ合う機会も増えることになるはず。
I mean, yes, that's true, but...
そうなれば、疑似的な子育てを通じて愛情も深まり、倫理観も一気に飛び越えられる。
Michiru? Hello? Michiru?
お任せください。私もみちるのことは心配でしたから。みちる、これからも仲良くしましょうね。助けて、ディーディー。
She actually says it's actually spelt out DD. I love it.
どういうことですか？
Nope, there's no saving. It's way too obvious you were just doing mental gymnastics about helping her out would be to your own advantage, so...
なんという。これも兄様への愛情が強すぎるがゆえですね。隠しきれないこの愛情。しかしお世話を頼まれた以上、誠心誠意みちるの面倒を見させていただきます。見なくていいよ。
Honestly, she's more self-sufficient than anything, so...
おやおや。
Even if her real motive was way too obvious, I was still a little happy to see her this way. I felt like Michiru was finally acting her age, perhaps because she was talking to her younger self. Normally, Michiru always acted like she was above it all. I didn't get to see Michiru confused or flustered like this very often.
そんなに怖がらなくても、みちるさんはみちるを食べたりしませんよ。
Don't have to worry about that, but this is all for her own gain, so...
兄様のことは食べたいと思っていますよ。
See, I told you. Maybe later. Right, let's get moving. But I guess Michiru wouldn't really be Michiru if she didn't display that kind of behavior at all either. Fuck. You know what she's gobbling. Gonna just... I was expecting to... No, that usually happens later. We spent so much time talking with little Michiru, we ended up arriving at school later than usual. The bell rang just as we got to the respective classrooms, so that gave me time to think about everything that happened since last night. Alright. Let me write down a list. I wanted to give little Michiru a present so she wouldn't be lonely staying at home all day every day. But there was a problem. I didn't know what kind of present a little girl like her would want to receive. In fact, she would probably be happy no matter what I gave her. And that was all the more frustrating, actually. It was probably best to consult another girl in class about this sort of thing. And so... Jesus Christ. The daughter of one of my relatives is staying with us. What kind of present do you think she would like? I asked Makoto first because she was the easiest to talk to.
その子がどんな子なのかにもよるんじゃないかな。性格とか年齢がわかればアドバイスできるんだけど。
She's 7 years old. She's really wise beyond her years, very polite.
レイ君にすっごく懐いてるおませさんですよ。
That's also true. Any suggestions? Dee Dee had evidently overheard our conversation as she came over and decided to put in her 2 cents.
ちなみにみちるさんにそっくりで可愛いですね。
Yeah, pretty much. Though she's more the spitting image of Michiru as a kid.
みちるちゃんに似てるんだ。
Yeah, almost like she is Michiru. Makoto nodded several times. Mumbling little nothings to herself as she thought it over.
絵本とかお人形とかどうかな。ぬいぐるみもおすすめだよ。
Stuffed animals are good. Let's go with that. No dolls or picture book. Well, picture books might. Maybe, you know what? Everything's fine. I see. I don't have any stuffed animals, but I might go buy one.
そうしてあげた方がいいよ。女の子はみんな可愛いものが好きだからね。
Makoto with the fucking advice, man. Thanks. I had a few picture books at home too, but she'd probably be overjoyed to know that I bought something just for her. I wasn't in the know about the kind of stuffed animals that were popular nowadays, but I could ask someone else about that. If Michiru isn't busy, I could even ask her to come with me.
誠さんはどんな本が好きだったのですか？
Oh god.
私は
Makoto opened her mouth to speak, but suddenly froze in place. This probably wasn't the most flattering thought to have, but I had a hunch that Makoto didn't read the same kind of books that other girls would.
女の子はみんな可愛いものが好きだと思うよ。
Hey, way to go, trying to be a normal girl, Makoto. We know how that works out. So that applies to picture books?
日本ではどんな絵本が人気なのですか？
I don't know, DD. Help me out here.
人気って言われると、その
He's probably the worst person to ask, to be honest.
誠さんのおすすめでも OK じゃないですか？私の好きな本だと、でもさすがに小さい子にはな。
Makoto's gaze fell lower and lower until finally she was just looking at the ground and mumbling. She didn't really have to push herself to give us an answer like that, though. Before I could say anything, Makoto looked up with determination in her eyes.
私、他の子にもどんな本がいいか聞いてみるね。
Thanks, Makoto. Better them than a different girl like you. She ran over to the other girls before I could stop her. I didn't expect her to do all that for me, but going over there to stop her would just make things weird and worse. I feel bad for dumping all this on her.
お願いしますね。
I mean, I will, but I just feel bad. I guess it was probably better to be grateful in these circumstances. I could tell that Makoto really was a dedicated girl from the way she'd so insistently commit to finishing a task she'd started. And so I look up to the sky, even though I'm inside. That dedicated girl spent the rest of the period asking other girls for advice. As a result, she was able to tell me specific children's stories and stuffed animal brands to buy. In return, though, I ended up with a reputation as the kind-hearted big bro who buys nice things for the girls in his family. All the same, she definitely helped me out, so I had to thank her for that. And it wasn't a hollow sort of thank you either. I think I said this before, but I like how, even though it's clearly a different girl's route, all the other girls still show up and play a part. They're not like completely forgotten, like in most other visual novels, I should say. Free at last! Woo! Once the last of the morning classes ended, I ran out of the classroom with my phone in hand. Dee Dee might have been meaning to tell me something, but I decided to put off talking to her. Right now, since little Michiru was at home alone, I needed to give her a call. I'd texted her as well, once first period had ended, but she must have been taking a nap. After all, she hadn't responded to that text until the middle of fourth period. I knew that little Michiru was waiting for me to call back. So, I didn't want to wait until after lunch to do that. Walking down the hallway towards a more secluded area, I pull up little Michiru's entry in my contacts. People were already giving me weird looks because of what happened this morning. Trying to make a phone call in the classroom would make them look at me even weirder. After taking a quick glance around to make absolutely sure no one was around, I hit the call button.
もしもし。Hey.
She's so fucking cute. Yeah, it's me. Given how she answered my call instantly, maybe she was waiting for me. Nah, she definitely was waiting for me. You mentioned you had a nap. Are you still sleepy?
大丈夫だよ。例のお布団がふかふかだったもん。
I know it is, right? That's what I tell all the ladies. I was about to say she still sounded kind of sleepy, but the second half of what she just said caught my attention. I'm happy to hear that, but why are you sleeping in my room? We had a room prepared for her, but I pretty much knew the reason why she did that before she could even say it.
例のお布団が好きだからいいの。
Alright, little Michiru would have used Michiru's bedroom before. I guess she didn't like being told that she had to sleep in the guest bedroom. I guess it'd be natural that she'd prefer to relax in somewhere that she felt familiar, i.e. my own bedroom. That's okay then, I guess. More importantly, have you had lunch?
食べたよ。美味しかった。
She's not stupid. She's not gonna forget to eat. I opted to change the subject instead of asking further about sleeping in my bed, and asking her about lunch made her respond quite cheerfully. That's good, that's good. What'd you have for lunch?
オムライスとコーンのスープだったよ。中にチーズが入っててトロトロだったの。あとね、おやつにパフェ作ってくれるんだって。
That all just sounds incredible. That sounds really good. Did you say thank you?
ありがとうって言ったよ。
Of course she'd say thank you. She's more mature than like anybody. Good, good. You're such a good girl. She really was. Ah, how I wished I could be there with her so I could pat her on the head.
例のお昼ご飯は美味しかった？
I don't think I ate lunch. I haven't had lunch yet. I'm gonna eat after I get off the phone.
ごめんね。邪魔しちゃった。
You don't need to apologize. I wanted to talk to you. It's fine. Oh, what the fuck? Hold the fucking phone. Wow! Whoa! What is happening? Okay. I don't fucking know what happened. Alright? I literally was just clicking like I normally do. Then all of a sudden it was like... It skipped all sorts of shit. And I was like, what is happening? Help me! Like, I think, like, nothing I did stopped it other than going into the menus. So, but we're back. Don't worry. This is where, you know, I obviously didn't read anything because I was too busy freaking out. I had to actually close out of the game, come back so it would stop. So, okay. I just wanted to talk to you, little Michiru, before you did fucking made the game bug out and skip on me. Where did her jovial energy from before disappear to? It seems she really felt bad about interrupting my lunch. Even though it didn't bother me at all, to be honest. It's fine! I wasn't that hungry, and I still have some time to eat it. See? It's cool.
本当？お腹グーグーしてない？
No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
そっか。わかった。でも、ご飯はゆっくり食べないとダメだよ。
I suppose so. Yeah. I could taste it more than that way. I was trying to make little Michiru feel better, but somehow our positions got reversed. It was nice to know that she was thinking about me too, and I was older than her, not to mention her elder brother. Thanks, Michiru. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat now, okay? Thanks, bye.
いってらっしゃい。
Bye, Michiru. I'll see you when I get home. Goodbye, click. I mean, also, I might be home late, but Dee Dee will be coming home right after school's over,
大
okay?
丈夫だよ。私一人でもお留守番できるもん。
I know you can. You're a big girl, but I'm just gonna let you know.
寂しくないからね。
Okay, alright. I'm not lonely every time she said that. It only made me worry about her even more. I had no idea if being home alone was really a lonely thing. Michiru's always been at my side, so I've never felt any sort of loneliness from being on my own. I couldn't understand it myself, but I had a hunch that little Michiru was only pretending to be cheerful. I could tell she was trying not to worry me or Michiru. You're a strong girl, Michiru. I want to see you soon, so I'll be home as fast as I can, okay?
わかった。それじゃあ待ってるね。
Okay, alright, I'll see you in a little bit, bye.
バイバイ。
Oh, she's so cute, bye, bye. I can imagine little Michiru in my room waving goodbye to me as I hit the end call button, yup. I didn't want to be the one to hang up, but it would have just bothered her more if I talked to her for too long. What kind of sorry excuse of a man am I, making a child worry about me like that? God damn it. I guess I shouldn't waste the lunchtime she was so concerned about. In any case, once I get home, I'll have plenty of time to talk to her and make up for all that time she spent feeling lonely. Hey, I remember seeing you from the skip. Oh. When I hung up, I turned around and saw Misaki looking at me with a surprised expression on her face. How could I explain the expression she had? It was the kind of face an unpopular boy's sister would make if he suddenly brought home a girlfriend. Or the kind of face I would make if Michiru suddenly brought home a boyfriend. Misaki had never looked at me with that sort of expression before.
先輩。
Uh-huh. What is it?
今の相手、もしかして恋人？
No. Well, my prediction was spot on. Of course not. I don't even have one.
でも今の先輩の話し方聞いたことないくらい優しかったし。
I can't take that. I don't know if I could take that as an insult or. Wait, hold on a second. Look at the bulletin board. Who's that guy? It looks like he's just sitting there with his arms just crossed, and he's just like, yeah. I don't know. I just randomly looked over at that. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize. Maybe that just happens naturally when I'm talking to little Michiru.
そうよ。小さい子に話すみたいに優しかったじゃない。
I mean, well, here's the thing. Well, you're bang on about that. It was a little kid.
小さい子が恋人なの？
No lollicons around here, alright? The fuck kind of conclusion you jumping to there? God, she's not my girlfriend, she's family!
恋人を通り越してもう家族になっちゃったの？
Jesus Christ. No, goddammit! She's already a relative, so she was a family in the first place!
親戚を恋人にしたってことでしょ？そんなのずるじゃない。
Listen, shut up. Well, will you just quit it with the girlfriend thing already?
そんなの無理よ。恋人と離れ離れになれっていうの？
Misaki, is there someone I don't know about whom you're dating right now?
いるわけないでしょ。私は。何言わせるのよ、先輩のバカ。
What? What's she yelling at me for? And she called me a jerk-ass? I'll just say jackass. Now that's just unfair. What the fuck? Okay, what was that transition? What the fuck? Oh, hi. I've never seen that transition in this game. That's like a transition I do in my videos. Last thing I needed right now was for Misaki to be spreading rumors about me. I managed to convince her I wasn't on the phone with my girlfriend or anything, but... So what? Oh, no, it's doing it again! Ah! Fuck! What the fuck is happening? Is this game bugged or something? Okay. Oh god, I have no idea what is happening, but I went into the settings and made it... I found the setting to let me not skip or unread text, so that shouldn't happen. Hopefully. I don't know what's happening. But Jesus Christ, this bug is so weird, but it's funny at the same time. So what?
さっきの電話、 人じゃなかったら誰にしてたのよ。
I told you. I'd piqued your curiosity about it, but it wasn't something I needed to keep a secret in the first place. And I sure as hell didn't want her to jump back into the previous conclusion or conversation either. She's the daughter of a relative of mine. She's staying at my place right now, owing to circumstances, so to speak.
先輩の親戚?
Mm-hmm. Didn't you hear about her from Michiru?
聞いて。あ、そういえば家にライバルが来たとか変なことは言ってたかな。
I was gonna say that's probably more Michiru's style. Rival? Michiru, what the fuck are you doing? Referring to the child that way. Though if you thought about it, it was sort of like she declared herself to be her own worst enemy. That sounded
で
awesome!
も親戚って。
Misaki narrowed her eyes suspiciously. Ah, crap. Being part of the Andao family, she might actually know the Sawatari family tree. That were the case, saying that she's one of my relatives might invite undue suspicion. Wait, hold that thought. She's still a young girl, but she looks just like Michiru did when she was a child. It's just that none of us are at home when we have school, you know. We have to leave her to watch the house all day by herself. If she's somewhat familiar with the Sawatari family, then maybe she'd know how our family is a bit dysfunctional at times. She probably wouldn't have any reason to use that information against the Sawatari name anyway.
へえ。そっか。それで電話してたんだ。
Mm-hmm. As expected, Misaki didn't know how to respond to that one. I was ambivalent about deceiving her, but I had no other choice. But I still wanted to make conversation, to brush away my, ambivalence. The subject. I need to change the subject. Oh, that's right. Hey, Misaki, I was just thinking about buying a present for the girl I told you about. What kind of present do you think would be
お
best?
土産？その女の子に？先輩が女の子の喜ぶプレゼントなんてできるの？
Not really. If I did, why would I be asking you?
それもそうよね。
I guess you're right. In a flash, Misaki's face lit up, and then she intentionally cleared her throat.
先輩一人じゃまともなプレゼントなんて選べないだろうし、私が一緒に探してあげるわ。
Thanks, Misaki. We could bring Michiru along too, even though rivals. That would help a lot. Okay, then I'll see you after school today. See ya!
わかったわ。今日ね。今日？
Yeah, the sooner the better, right? She just showed up at the house that night before and all. Today was her first day being at home alone, so I wanted to get her a present. I wanted to quell those lonely feelings of hers.
今日は無理ね。
God damn it. Oh, well, that's a shame. I'll just go alone
で
then.
も先輩だけじゃ困るでしょ。
Yeah, I'll work something out. Why do you think I asked you in the first place?
でも
Makoto and her friends gave me some advice too, and I might ask Michiru to come along anyway. I tried to reassure her, but the expression on her face still seemed to say that she didn't believe me. Oddly enough, her fists were shaking as well. Her fist shook more and more until she finally had to blow off her frustration. She stomped her feet against the ground and howled in anger.
もうなんでこんな日に用事があるのよ。
I don't. What are you busy with other than your violin practice? I hadn't seen Misaki act that childish in a while. I've still seen her this way. It was rather soothing to watch. Misaki, you don't need to worry about that much, okay? If you could just like give me a few pointers on what'd be best to get her, that'll be more than enough to work with.
そうかもしれないけど。
It was fun to watch Misaki griping like this, but it wasn't giving me any more time to eat my lunch. Little Michiru didn't want me to miss lunch. Guess I should head back to the classroom. Just slink away. After I'd finished eating, I just got a text from Misaki. It had a lot of advice regarding a present for little Michiru, which turned out to be quite helpful. It was weird to get such an intense message from Misaki, but I didn't worry about it too much. Just fucking, Saki's route should be, pretty interesting. Well, I assume most of them are, other than probably Mayu's, which is going to be like more than likely the more tame, like, you know, bare bones of them all. I don't know. Not long afterwards, classes came to an end and school let out. I stopped by Michiru's classroom to pick her up, and then we headed for the shopping district. Come, Michiru.
兄様と一緒に買い物なんていつ以来でしょう
Probably not too long, to be honest with you. Last I checked, not that long, see? Nonetheless, I hadn't spent time alone with Michiru after school in quite a while.
兄様はぐれないようにしっかりと手を握っていてくださいね
I wouldn't let you go either way. I mean, it's pretty crowded around here. But when I go to pick out a present, I'll have to let go you then.
残念ですが仕方ありませんねみちるへの買い物でなければこういう機会はなかったことですし我慢いたします
Even if we're not shopping for presents, I don't mind going out with you. Oh. Michiru's not all that fond of crowds, and it's dangerous for her to go out alone. That was all, really. Just like she said, if the opportunity hadn't presented itself, Michiru probably wouldn't have wanted to leave the house. Michiru would definitely come along with me if I told her I wanted to hang out with somewhere outside. But for her to go outside with her own objective in mind was quite a rare thing. Well, even when I'm not holding your hand, I'll be right here for you, so...
あら今日は兄様がいつになく優しいですね
That's because you're acting like a good big sister.
そういう理由だったのですか
She'd agreed to go shopping for a present for little Michiru, and she was seriously considering what to get after all. My little sister was helping to buy a present for my other little sister, aka herself. So I wanted to be a good big brother myself.
みちるを出しにすれば兄様の好感度が上がるようですね
She's right, you know. She's playing this like a game. Knock it off. Bad.
冗談です
You were not joking. Michiru responded to my disappointed tone with a childish, joking smile. Neither of us were being serious. Michiru had gotten the idea to get her younger self a present before I'd even invited her along. Had it not been for her advice, I wouldn't have any idea what kind of animated films or picture books to buy her.
兄様お買い物はもうおしまいですか
I'd kind of like to buy a doll or something for her too. What do you think?
人形ですか私はぬいぐるみもいいと思いますよ
See? No dolls. Dolls are stupid. You go for stuffed animals. Now that you mention it, I guess that suggestion didn't come up.
ぬいぐるみは抱きしめられますからね女の子はみんな好きですよ
Yeah, you can't really cuddle with a doll. I mean, you could cuddle with a doll if it was like one of the squishy dolls, but not one of those hard dolls. Hard. I suppose for a girl who's staying at home alone, that would be a better choice. Probably. They'd probably have a lot at that store Makoto was so entranced by, as that memory returned to me. I headed in the direction of the aforesaid store. The huge stuffed animal on the counter was gone, but in its place was a row of stuffed animals that seemed to be part of the same series. Get all of them! Oh my god. Hey Michiru, what kind of stuffed animal do you think would be best?
私には見た目の良し悪しが分かりませんからそこは兄様にお任せするしかありませんね
I feel like sometimes the main character forgets she's blind. Just sometimes, not all the time. I'll do my best. For what it's worth, Makoto and Misaki gave me a few pointers about it. Though having several different recommendations from them was making me hesitate a little bit. I suppose a guy like me wouldn't have the same kind of taste. I'd bought Michiru presents in the past, but since we were the same age, we had more in common with each other. Not only that, we'd never gone shopping together to buy a gift for someone else like
兄
this.
様、そこは考え方を変えてみてはいかがでしょうか。みちるの好むものではなく、兄様がみちるに似合うものを贈りましょう。
That's a good plan. Good
みちるが
plan.
ぬいぐるみを抱きしめているところを想像してみてください。
Hugging a stuffed animal. Jesus. The first thing that came to my mind was a squirrel, and right after that, a bear. Either one of them would suit her. What one should I choose? Hey, Michiru, do you think little Michiru would like a squirrel or a bear more?
両方とも好きだと思いますよ。
Let's go with a bear. Bear is classic. It doesn't help. It should be easier to pick if either one would make her happy, but I wanted to make the best choice possible. And it was hard to eliminate either option, because they all looked so cute sitting on the counter along with all the other dolls in the
時
series.
間で決めてしまっていいのではありませんか。兄様が似合うと思って選んだものですから、みちるが喜ばないはずがありません。
Why don't we get both? I suppose so. What would suit little Michiru well? I tried to imagine it, but either one of them would suit her. So that just made things more problematic. The squirrel would emphasize her beauty, whereas the bear made me think of her smile. The squirrel emphasizing beauty? What? I wanted to see both, but so I didn't know what to do.
ただ、強いて言うなら、見た目もですが、抱きしめた時の手触りも重視してほしいですね。
Oh, I get it. Owing to her blindness, Michiru was more aware of things which she couldn't see. Or maybe it was because she's a girl. I don't know. Took a few different stuffed animals down from the shelf and touched them. I touched them to verify the texture of their fur. Some felt fluffy, others felt silky. But all of them felt pleasant. Ah, yes! I'll get the bear! Both of them would suit little Michiru, but thinking of which one would bring her greater comfort while she was alone, the bear would be the better option. Damn straight!
そうですか。では、早く買って帰りましょうか。
You can't go wrong with the classic stuffed bear. You can't. It's impossible. Yeah, I wouldn't want to keep little Michiru waiting. The fact that Michiru didn't ask me to spend more time alone with her might have been a good sign. Little by little, she was changing too. Yeah, alright, I'll go buy it. Let's go. Since I was happy to see this change in her, I walked up to the register and asked to buy 2 stuffed animals. Aww. Ain't he just the best brother ever? We're
た
home.
だいま帰りました。
Little Michiru? I headed in the direction of my room while announcing my presence, at which I heard the sound of tiny footsteps racing toward me in response. Ah! Oh, there. You're full of pep and energy, and little Michiru.
元気だよ。お留守番もちゃんとしてたもん。
Good job. Good job, Michiru. Keeping everything safe. You weren't lonely?
平気だよ。DD もいたから。
Is that so? Well, good girl.
私偉い。
Little Michiru clung to me, a great big smile plastered on her face.
偉くはありますが、私への挨拶はないのですか？
I'm just about to ask that same question. You know, it's like Michiru's here too.
おかえりなさい。忘れてなかったよ。
She just got too excited by the fact that I was here.
いいのですよ。気持ちはわかります。私も兄様を出迎える際は他の誰も見えませんから。
Little Michiru knowingly nodded her head at Michiru's words. You two get along so well.
敵対しているライバルであっても気持ちを通じ合えるということです。
Jesus Christ, she's not a rival woman. Ugh. Quit it!
ですから 好みのプレゼントもわかるのですよ。
Michiru showed me a mischievous smile, and I ended up having to smile back instead of scolding her any further. Michiru's sense of humor is rather vague at times, though I had a feeling she was half serious about that one.
プレゼント？
You spoiled the surprise,
そ
Michiru.
うですよ。兄様が買ってきてくれたのです。
Spoiling the surprise. I picked it out together with Michiru. We hope you like it. Oh, look at it! I mean, we saw it earlier, but now that it's like in the bag and I handed one of the bags I've been carrying to little Michiru, who took the one gift into her small arms.
ありがとう、みちる。どういたしまして。
It was too big for such a small girl to hold, but her smile seemed to have become directly proportional to the size of the stuffed animal in her hands.
開けてもいい？
You're damn right you can open it! Of course! As I gave her an approving nod, Michiru fumbled with the packaging while she opened it.
クマさん？
I thought it would suit you. What do you think?
クマさん大好き。
I thought it was a clear plastic bag, not a bag you couldn't see through. Oh, that's
よかっ
pretty
た
cool.
ですね、みちる。
Little Michiru hugged the stuffed animal tightly and showed us a great big smile. It warmed my heart to see her wearing that childish smile on her face.
DD に見せてきていい？
Of course you could go show DD.
いってらっしゃい。
Don't run or you'll trip, especially carrying a stuffed animal bigger than you. Whee! Little Michiru replied cheerfully. And then we heard her cute little footsteps running off in the direction of Dee Dee's room. After watching her leave, I turned my attention to Michiru, who seemed like she wanted to say something.
どうしてわざわざ私も一緒に選んだと言ったのですか？
Oh, so she really did say, I bought little Michiru a present a minute ago on purpose after all. Well, should I not have mentioned that? You did help me pick it out after all.
ですが、兄様が選んだと言った方が、みちるは喜んだと思いますよ。
Not at all. Besides, she seemed happy about it either way.
そういうことではないのですが。
I could kind of understand why she wasn't satisfied. If it were Michiru in that situation, she would have been happier to receive a present just from me. For me, it was more important that your own feelings got conveyed to her as well.
その方が兄様にとって喜ばしいのでしたら、私は構いませんが。
Right. Anyway, here you go! Ah! Taking Michiru by the hand, I passed the other bag I'd been holding to her.
兄様？これは。
I guess that there's a good thing about having a blind sister, it's that I can hide gifts from her in plain sight. Oh, that's so mean. I'm sorry, Michiru. The one I bought for you. We were going out to buy my little sister a present today, after all. Both of you. That is.
兄様。ですが、私はその。
I thought it suited you. It's comforting to the touch, so it should feel nice when you cuddle with it.
ありがとうございます。
Best big brother ever. Oh, Jesus. Her response sounded a bit clumsy, as if she didn't know what to say. When I saw Michiru like that, it made me trip over my own words as well. Not only that, I couldn't decide which one would suit little Michiru best. So I just picked the one that suited you the best. And then I naturally knew which one would suit little Michiru too. I imagined the big sister and the little sister holding stuffed animals together, and I felt these ones matched you both perfectly. Why was I trying to make an excuse for myself? I gave a present to the younger sister, so I wanted to give the older sister a present too. That should be good enough.
もう、兄様ったら。
Michiru's amazed and confused expression slowly turned into a smile as she started to calm down.
今までは妹扱いがもどかしくもありましたけど、今日ばかりは感謝でいっぱいですね。
She definitely didn't say that to criticize me. Rather, she seemed to be basking in the pleasant warmth of the moment. If the younger sister was the only one to get a present, then the older one would be sad, wouldn't she? Both of you are my incomparably precious little sisters, if you think about it.
兄様。
Michiru's arms, clutching the gift against her chest, weren't as small as little Michiru's. Her gleeful expression, however, was exactly the same. So you guys better not fight too much.
喧嘩のつもりはありませんよ。ちょっと譲れないものがあるだけです。
Michiru, why? Shot through the heart. She seemed to be a little dissatisfied with that conclusion. So she put her forehead against my shoulder. That childish mannerism was so cute, I immediately pulled her into my arms. Well, just try to remember that it makes me happy when you two get along, alright?
兄様にそう言われては仕方ありませんね。
In other words, she tried to get along, and she didn't seem dissatisfied with that conclusion. It's not like they were on such a bad terms to begin with. With today's events, they got a little closer than they were before.
ですが私も兄様とは仲良くしたいと思っているのですよ。
You do. We're like a team. Can't have me without Michiru and the other way around. I know.
でしたらいいのですが。
She nuzzled her face into my chest and let out a soft sigh. Michiru, basking in her happiness, didn't hug me back. She was still clutching her precious present tightly against her chest. Oh, that was a sweet moment. Oh, thought I was about to do. I just always assume, but goddamn, that bug earlier scared the fuck out of me. I'm just pleasantly reading, having a good old time, then I'm like, no. Oh yeah, there was something I needed to do. I needed to check for because people apparently on their mobile devices are having trouble reading. Can I like change the fonts, like make them bigger? I don't think I can. No, that's listen, okay. Well, I'm not gonna do this while recording. I want to figure it out. Maybe if I can find something. God damn it.